Thursday night, every Thursday night since we first went on the air, we take a few moments to answer our voluminous viewer mail. But, you know, before we get to the mail tonight, I think it's a good opportunity to pause and reflect on the busy day. In fact, it would be a nice time now to spend a moment, some time for reflection. Certainly hope you enjoyed that time for reflection. Looks like Larry is using Nair again, doesn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. It's viewer mail. Letter number 1 begins, David Letterman Show. We're honeymooning in New York from August 8 to August 15. Sure would like to see Dave in action. Please send tickets and tips on getting the good seats. Thanks. Angelo Spato, Tampa, Florida. I can certainly understand why honeymooners would want to spend their honeymoon seeing me in action, but frankly, I don't do that kind of show anymore. If you're looking for pointers, perhaps you should pick up Dr. Ruth Westheimer's Guide to Good Sex. That would be... Yeah, well, let's mail this one right away, shall we?
Good luck, Jeff, baby.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. It's a whole new staff. We don't know what we're doing anymore. Dear Dave, letter number 2 begins, can't you do something else with viewer mail letters instead of flapping them like a pair of wings? Periodically, we'll do a little of this. Actually, Tim, I have already done lots of other things with viewer mail letters besides this. For example, this afternoon I made this. It's pretty nice. I'm kind of proud of it. It's a replica of a, say, 57 Chevy Impala. Here's something I made over the weekend. This is, of course, a catcher's mitt made entirely out of viewer mail. Toss that in here, Tommy. Go ahead, toss that in here. Perfect. There we go. And I even made a lovely suit of loungewear, now modeled by our very own Al Frisch. Al, come on out and show him the suit of letters. I think they're running low on lithium. Where are we? Letter number 3. Dear Dave, in a moment of grasping during a weak comedy bit, is that continuing? Did someone... I heard a wood grouse. In a moment of grasping during a weak comedy bit, you expressed a wish to be at home. I wish I was, you said to millions. This sentence calls for the subjunctive. I wish I were is correct. Your viewing audience is comprised largely of college students. All the more reason for you to consult the underground grammarian. John Simon or Edwin Newman would rip your tongue out upon hearing such usage. And it's signed, hopefully, Lois Servas, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Gee, Lois, I don't know what quite to make of your letter here. I'm going to refer you now to our own authority on these matters, Lee Marvin. Lee?
Lois, I don't know who you are, but you're sure as hell no grammar expert. You write that Dave's audience is comprised largely of college students. The proper phrase is composed of, not comprised of. Now, Dave Letterman is a good friend of mine, so I suggest that you clean up your own syntax before you threaten to rip his tongue out, or I might have to pay a visit to Grand Rapids and rip out a few things myself. Is that clear?
Good luck, baby.
Okay, letter number 4 begins, Dear Dave, hi, my sister and I are from Columbus, Indiana, and we heard that you subscribe to the Republic, our local newspaper. If you do, why? This comes to us signed anonymous. We can't sign our names because being from a small town, we would be socially ostracized, and I guess we all know how painful that can be. Well, I think omitting their names is pretty silly. I don't see how anyone could be socially ostracized just by writing me a letter. Anyway, it is true. We do get a subscription to that newspaper. It's called The Republic from Columbus, Indiana. Oh, here's the latest issue anyway right there. Yeah, we subscribe to it from... Lots of sound effects. All right, that brings us now to letter number 5. Dear Dave, why is the applause Paul gets after you introduce him so much louder and more sincere than the applause you get when you open the show? Tony Cocchiera, Selden, New York. Yeah, well, that has puzzled me for quite a while. But, you see, Paul is always behind me, and I really had no idea why he got all of that applause until I looked at a tape of one of the shows the other night. And, Hal, show him the tape, and maybe this will answer.
So there was this guy who lived in a hollow tree just on the outskirts of Cincinnati, Ohio. Never worked a day in his life, see. Well, not too long ago, the guy dies, and the police are looking into his tree, and they find this will. The guy leaves $10 million to the local mission, $5 million to the chapter of the SPCA, and $20 million to the United Fund. Now, here's a little footnote to the whole story. Turns out the guy was penniless. Now say hello to our good friend, Mr. Paul Schaefer.
Very nice, Paul. You do some of that Sunday night, maybe.
Well, we may see a little of that, yeah.
We, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful program here. It's hard to believe it's ours. Tonight we have, what did I say? We have Roseanne Cash, Tom Selleck, and Kenny the Gardener. Please come back right after you take a look at this.